Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Moggycraft Season 2, and I have been working a little bit on the base, just planning a couple of things. For example, I want to have like this hallway over here with the entrance right over here, and then 4 small rooms in which I'll put various things, probably my bed. Here I'll have a little bit of a flower farm, you know, those 2 tall flowers that you can bone meal and produce like that. That's probably gonna go over here. And over here, what I've decided to do is put in a furnace array and probably some brewing. But as you can see, nothing is really in place yet. And another thing I want to do soon is actually start on this here, a guardian farm, which is currently, you know, just an empty box of air. But seeing as this is in the middle of an ocean and there used to be a monument here, you can probably guess that I have already done quite a lot to actually build a farm over there. Now, what I think I'll do first today is actually make a brewing... No, not a brewing, a smelting system. The brewing system is going to go over here, I guess, but the smelting will take place over here. And because I know this is not going to take long, I'll just quickly do it right now. I'm going to put a double chest over here and a hopper on top. And we're gonna go in this direction, and the furnaces will be on top. So sometimes plans don't go as you expect them to go, and I've had to change this room up quite a bit, as you can see. It's definitely not as long as the hallway as it used to be. And yeah, as you can see, this has changed because the furnace thingy that I said was going to be also easy to make, the layout of it didn't really fit this area. So I had to move it over here, and I'm going to need to build it over here. And what I noticed is that because this is like the output chest, the input chests are going to be out of reach from over here. Fortunately, we have a way up and around, so I'm going to need to build this area up as like a walkway as well, just so we have a place to put the items into the input chest that will be out of reach. And yeah, I'm gonna go sleep, then I'm going to build the farm, not the farm, the auto smelter, and then we can move on to that area over there, I think. Hopefully, at least. Alright, furnace is done, and yeah, I had to build this little thing around it, because otherwise it would just look terrible with redstone being here. I've also completed the potion makers over here, so you just press the button and it will automatically make a potion. There's nothing in here yet, except for the blaze powder over here. And yep, 2 more on this side. Over here we have some water. And over here, well, this is where I'm going to have lava. I just need to put lava above this so it actually does what I need it to do. And this gives me a very nice opportunity to just go up like this instead of with the staircase. And you'll notice that the furnace does stick out a little bit over here. Not my best design, I know. I have built better chimneys and furnaces and yeah, this before. But let's actually see this in action. So I have gotten myself 64 blaze rods and 64 raw iron. I don't know why I had raw iron. I just decided that this would be probably the best thing to just go for real quick. So in the bottom one we want to put the blaze rods, and as you can see it goes quite quick. And once the chest is empty, this minecart with the hopper inside will go, and it will distribute the items evenly. Yep, there we go. That was all. And now let's put in the raw iron over here. And let's actually go down here and we'll see all of them activate in a moment. Wait for it. And I am missing a piece of redstone there. That's not good. Let's try it again. And now we'll see all of the furnaces light up. It will go back, and then it will go once more. And then it will stop over there. Perfect. Okay, so all of them now should have some stuff inside of it. I probably did the worst possible thing, that being using a blaze rod to smelt like a very few amount of iron nuggets. Not nuggets, chunks. But let's see. And yep, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48. It stops for a moment, and before we know it, it's 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, and so on. So yeah, this is going to go pretty fast. And I'll probably put the resin in there, because I'm going to need more resin, and right now I still have most of that at my starter base. So I have immediately put this furnace to use and smelted up quite a little bit of glass. In fact, there's also some in this hopper over here, so let's get out the shulker boxes. And I'm just pressing all the wrong buttons at the moment. Alright, got the glass. I'm just leaving some in here for when I need it. And what you'll see is that the ocean monument has changed a little bit in that there's a big circle going around it now. Yes, I do indeed love my circles in Minecraft. Which is ironic because of how blocky and square this game is. And over here I have made a little indicator that this is going to be the center, where there's going to be a guardian farm. But of course this entire area can spawn guardians, so what I'll probably have is like 5 of these. So one over here and probably one in each corner, really making use of the space that we are given. So in case you thought I didn't have enough glass, yeah, there's more glass here. Also hoppers and chests, of course. Some blocks and lava and water to make everything happen. So one thing we will have to do is actually go underneath here as well. And you'll probably notice very quickly that there is still water here as well, which we are going to need to get rid of. But let's think how we're going to do this. Probably in small chunks. So I'll take out this bit first, and this bit, and this bit. Just make sure that there are gravel walls up. And then just do everything over here. The reason we're going to have to do that is not because I want to build down below there. I mean, I might, but that's not the primary goal. But we might actually have to go a bit lower to put the killing places for the guardians. Because of course the guardians can spawn from the bottom of this to the top of that wall. So yeah, ideally we would make use of all that space. And don't mind this. Those were just numbers. And we don't need those numbers anymore because it was for the circle. So I now know exactly where the farms are going to be. There are 5 holes in the floor over here. And in each one there's going to be a little bit of a tube going upwards with water inside of it. Lava at the bottom. And then a couple of hoppers. And I have also done quite a bit of digging, as you can see over here. And I am not sure if I'm going to have to go further down. Maybe what I'll eventually have is a big room underneath this with storage for all the items that we're going to collect. However, at this moment, I am not going to focus on that. I am just going to focus on the farm itself, which is going to go over here. This is going to be the shape of the hoppers, and we're going to have those in each 5 of the places. Now, it is actually time to build this up, and I am going to start with only one, because I am not sure if I have enough stuff. But don't worry, I have stuff smelting at my base, so we should be good there. And I'm going to start with the center one. So what we're going to have over here is a bunch of hoppers. And let's just put that into a chest. The chest is going to be where this torch is. So there's the first hopper going in place. And let's see exactly how we are going to build this up. Probably just the sides first. Let's see, there's supposed to be 1 there, then 3 over here. Okay. And one over here. And I think I'll have just a line of hoppers going from here. And don't mind those hoppers over there. I'll eventually get rid of them. Okay. Alright, where did I go wrong? Well, let's first delete these. Okay. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Wait, that's 4. That's where I went wrong. There we go. Now we have the correct shape over here. Let's make it a bit easier to put down the next few blocks. And just encase this with the prismarine bricks. And at this point we can create a little bit of a wall with glass going up quite high. Let's actually bring it up to here first. Alright, we've gone up by 7 blocks, and this is where I will need the signs, because this is the height where the lava is going to stop at. So let's just grab those signs and place them down over here, just like that, and we can put signs on signs to make it so that it goes all the way across. Let's go up by 2 more blocks over here, and this is actually where we will place the dirt layer that we had here a moment ago, because we are going to need it for temporary blocks. And of course, dirt being so easy to mine, obtain, everything, it is probably the best thing to put over here. Then we go up by 1 more block on each of these, and there we go. And this is actually where we put in the lava. Before I place in the lava, let's go up by 3 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, and this is where more signs are going to be. And now we just build up with a lot of glass. So we need to make sure that we reach the top pretty much that height. What I'll probably do is have it go exactly to there. So as soon as I touch the dirt, I'm good. So before putting in the water, let's put in this little bit of a dirt platform, and now we can fill this up with all the water. So this is going to be pretty easy. We just need to do some of the corners here, and the rest should fill itself in. There we go. Then what we can do is simply mine all the dirt, and all the water should flow down. Which is also why the guardians are going to go down all the way to the bottom. And we can simply go in here as well right now. No guardians should spawn. I am still a little too close for them. And after I've picked up this dirt, what I'll do is I'll make a little bit of an escape from over here. Okay, let's get the lava. And if I put it in these places, it should flow all the way across, right? Yes, it should. Okay, that's good. Then, putting lava here and here. Okay. Now, of course, the drops are not gonna go anywhere. And that is because of how the dirt over here is in the way, of course. So what we have to do is actually remove the dirt. Worst case scenario, I'll have to drink my fire resist potion and go in there to make sure that all the blocks are deleted. But that should be it. And this should now be functional. What I'll probably do is put a slab top on this. And that should actually increase the spawns. Alright. Let's go down below. Maybe stay at a bit of a distance. Let's see. And hopefully what we'll see soon is guardians spawning. Come on. Don't fail me now. Alright. That's looking successful. So I've crafted more hoppers and I had more than enough glass. As you can see, I still have an entire shulker box full of glass over here. Very nice, because that is what I'll probably use for the walls of this place. You know, the circle, not these walls over here. Those are eventually going to go down. And the only thing I'll probably need now is the signs. As you can see, I don't have that many. I have 33, which is definitely not enough. And after that, I just have to fill the buckets with lava and with water, and that should not really be an issue. Of course, lava and water are easy to get, so no issue there. But for now, the only issue that I do have is signs, which doesn't need to be an issue, because of course we do have a very nice wood farm just in this direction. There's a giant tree, as you can see. And if we just hop down here, there is a frog here, by the way. We should have enough wood to get us some signs. They're not gonna be oak, apparently. Or will they? Yes, they might be oak, actually. Okay, let's take this with us. And Mr. Frog, please don't follow me. As for lava, easy. As for water, easier. Alright, I have just removed the last bit of dirt and all these things are now in. The last thing we still need to do is remove the dirt at the top so the water can flow down. So, let's actually get into here, and before we dash into it, before I forget, of course we should bring along some of the prismarine brick slabs. So let's just craft a whole bunch of those. Let's see, that's going to be enough, hopefully. Let's hope so. Anyway, dash up into here and let's start removing the dirt. This is of course quite a scary part, because if I miss the sign anywhere, that lava going to turn it into obsidian. Don't want that to happen, of course. Let's put a roof on it. Alright, and just like that, all of this is now done. The only thing I want to do is put a spot where I can actually AFK at. And ideally, there would be some nicer storage down here. But for now, I'm going to keep it like this. And another thing that I'll do is I'll actually grab some buttons and button this place up. Not all of this, just some places, because I have seen slime spawning. And that means that there are slime chunks somewhere. And I'm not exactly sure where. I will have to check. But the fact that slimes can spawn here means that guardians will maybe spawn slightly less. So if I can just button this area up, then we should be good. So I noticed a couple of guardians were surviving their falls, and while most of them do die, as you can see over here, and there should also be some in here. It's a little hard to get to, of course, from this angle, but yeah, as you can see, quite a few have been dying. But as you can see, some of them do make it through. Let's see what happens to this one. And that one actually died. Very nice. So let's also check what happened to this one. Suddenly it's very active. I'm very happy to see that. And this one lives or dies? He lives. Okay. So yeah, definitely might be a good idea to just mine down 1 or 2 more blocks. I definitely have the glass, so that should be fine. Pickaxe should be fine too. So let's just do that. And yeah, one more thing before that. I have put up a quick nether portal over there, making it a bit easier to get back and forth from my base. And another thing I want to do is probably get rid of the dirt. It's not just that it's bad looking, it's also spawning mobs during nighttime. So yeah, as long as we can lower the mob spawning outside of these 5 tubes, it should increase the guardian spawning inside of these tubes. So I have been AFK here for maybe 45 minutes, just standing right over there. And that was before I removed the dirt and placed down the buttons in the spawn chunks of slimes. So now you can see that this chunk over here has some buttons on it, as well as there and there, preventing slimes from spawning. And while most of these are just okay, like you can see we got 2 stacks of shards, almost a stack of crystals, and almost a stack of cooked fish. The middle one, however, is very efficient, as you can see. I got almost, well, let's say 3 or 4 times the amount that I would get in one of these. So the corner ones together are just as good as this one, I would say. Which is very nice. Not exactly sure why, but I'll gladly take it, of course. And what I want to focus on next, but I won't do it on camera, is of course the outer circle and the water that's still within that area. I want to put in a wall of probably light blue glass. I know this is just regular glass at the moment, but it doesn't even go all the way down. And yet this is probably easily replaceable once this has been cleared out as well. So no worries there. So I'll probably AFK at this farm just a little bit more and see how many drops I can get. Right now we are looking pretty good. So there we go. That's what we have so far. And I will of course work on the walls like I mentioned before. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this one. Next time I'll probably build that cactus flower farm and work a little bit more on my base. So, if you're excited for that, then of course subscribe to the channel so you know when that episode goes up. And I will see you next time. Bye bye!